Hi, I'm Akasan, the Red Reddit one, and you are watching Two Drink Minimum.
They say war is hell. Is War Dogs? Okay, party people, I just left War Dogs, and man, I walked in expecting it to be, I don't know, I expected it to be like Wolf of Wall Street with guns, and instead it was more like a cross between, like, it tried to have elements of Goodfellas. It had, I don't know, like it was more, tried to have elements of Goodfellas, but it tried to mix them with, like, what the fuck are the movies that it tried to mix it with? It tried to make, like, Goodfellas with, I thought of this in the theater, and it was really quippy. I thought it would be really great to share with the party people, and I can't even fucking think of it. It was like Goodfellas a little bit, mixed with, like, not even Wolf of Wall Street, mixed with, like, a little bit of Rock the Casbah, a little bit, not just because they were in Afghanistan, mixed with, I don't know, just kind of, and all of it fell flat, is what I'm trying to say, at least a little bit. So, the star of the movie is this guy I don't know. He's a massage therapist, right, in Miami. His best friend, played by Jonah Hill, comes back into town, we assume for a funeral, but he says it was to hook up with him again and rekindle the friendship, and Jonah Hill is a big drug dealer, or arms dealer, in Afghanistan, but like over the crumbs, and the crumbs are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, so that's how he's making his money. And he recruits him because he's pretty broke, and he's got a girlfriend that he's living with, and they're about to have a kid. And of course, by the way, she was gorgeous. If I can get a picture of her in there somewhere. Thank you. She was gorgeous. She had the most beautiful green eyes, like orange flecks or whatever. I did not get my shit validated. Damn it.
Well, let's go to that bar.
I'm gonna go back. She had gorgeous green eyes with like orange flecks or whatever, and she was amazing looking. Anyway, so he gets recruited by Jonah Hill to help him deal arms. They start dealing arms. They start making a bunch of money. Like, it's not like the montages and like them making a bunch of money. Like, it wasn't like all that hella exciting, or like it was kind of mundane. Like, the whole thing felt a bit mundane. Although gorgeous, she plays the wet blanket. She plays the one that's like, I can't believe, in whatever thick accent she had, I can't believe you're dealing guns or whatever. It's like every time she came on screen, I was like, she's just like, she just brought it down. Like, she just killed whatever little momentum the movie was having at all. And it was like, just stop it. Like, she was the stereotypical wife in a movie. Like, not, and you know what? Yeah, I get it that really happens, that's really a thing, but like, could we not, like, could she just not be that, not dour's the wrong word. Can she not be that depressing? I guess is the question. Like, why does she have to be so damn depressing? Actually, I don't think I have to go all the way. Why does she have to be so damn depressing? Why does she have to be so damn down on everything? Hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, so it turns out I'm gonna have to go upstairs because the bitch Cold Stone won't fucking validate my shit until unless I buy something, even though she saw the fucking popcorn in my hand. It fucking anyway, so I don't know why. Wow, it's funny. I'm talking about those kinds of chicks in like perfect goddamn example. They're Cold Stone, like, you can't do, and you're not supposed to. Oh, she's like, I know. Trust me, I know that's a real thing. I've dated that / might possibly be dating that kind of chick now. Like, just is not everything is the hugest deal of all fucking time. All right, I get it. In this movie, it probably is, but like, she doesn't have to play it like that. Like, she doesn't could she not? Anyway, but the whole movie was not as. It wasn't as big a spectacle as I was expecting. I guess the trailer kind of fucked it up for me. Actually, the funniest parts, and I think the best parts actually were in the trailer. Moving forward with the story, there's a hiccup in the plan of this big deal. They end up going to Albania to fix the problem. The first one was there was a customs thing. They couldn't get the drugs or the guns into Afghanistan. Had to go to Jordan and do it and drive them there, which is all in the trailer. Like, I don't know why they fucking spoiled with the trailer. Anyway, so they do it. They get there. They celebrate. Again, the celebration in the trailer. I don't know why. Anyway, so they do that, and then they go back. They celebrate the victory, right? Again, the dour chick is dour. They have to go through it again because there's another hiccup. Along the way, our star hears from somebody at some dinner party that Jonah Hill screwed somebody that they know out of a bunch of money. So he draws up a plan where he gets them to sign a contract showing that they're partners, 70-30 split, whatever. And then he does the stupidest shit of all and puts it in his unlocked desk in his office with Jonah Hill watching. What? Especially considering that later on in the movie, after... Alright, so keep that in mind. So he goes to Albania. This is the deal that he set up. He got for them through Bradley Cooper, who's in it, and is apparently another big-time dealer. Oh, so they go to Vegas, trying to get this huge deal. Can't get the huge deal. They're too small a company. Go to Bradley Cooper, able to get the huge deal from counterfeit means, aka the government doesn't want to deal with Chinese weapons. Bradley Cooper has Chinese weapons. That's how they get the deal. So he goes to Albania, tries to set the whole thing up. Turns out the Chinese weapons, they can't use them, have to repackage them. As they're repackaging them, our star finds out that Jonah Hill wants to screw Bradley Cooper out of the deal. So, our star tells Jonah Hill, why don't you chill out? It's not that big a deal. It's cool out if you screw him. I'm leaving and leaving you high and dry. Again, knowing that the contract is in the drawer, Jonah Hill saw him. Jonah Hill decides to take said contract out of the drawer and I guess burn it or whatever. Like, we don't see what he does with it, but he looks at it. So our star goes to Albania to try to. So Jonah Hill finds the contract and fucks it up, and so or we don't see him fuck it up, but we assume he fucks it up. And mind you, I guess along the way they're trying to like rebuild their friendship or whatever, what have you. So our star realizes that the deal's going bad, realizes that Jonah Hill is not the most honest of people, and decides he's going to bail out on the deal. He's going to bail out on Albania. On the way out, the guy who's been doing the repackaging of the guns for them tells our star that Jonah Hill hasn't been paying anybody, and that they need to get paid. And our star tells him that as soon as he gets back, he's going to make sure that he gets paid, although he forgot to do that. Basically, he's just been... I'm sorry. Here's the hiccup. Here's what made him want to get out of Albania. Bradley Cooper kidnaps our star. Bradley Cooper, finding out that he was about to be cut out of the deal, kidnaps our star, mistaking him for Jonah Hill, thinking it was that he was equal partners with Jonah Hill, thinking that it was his idea. Kidnaps our star and roughs him up, tells him you can't cut me out of the deal, and that's what makes our star want to leave. So our star leaves, comes back to Miami, and goes straight to the office and says fuck you to Jonah Hill, and Jonah Hill says fuck you to him, and fuck you, I got a contract, we're partners, and he's like, Jonah Hill's like, oh, you're fuck you, how about I don't give you shit, and or how about I deal you in for like pennies on the fucking dollar, and our friend is like, I'll take 40, on the dollar. He's like, how about you fucking take nothing or some shit? Anyway, he's like, I gotta fuck the contract. Goes to his office, get the contract. Contract's not there. So he's pissed. Meanwhile, his dour wife, she's left. She's taken the kid and left because he lied to her. And also, here's another thing. While she was leaving, she dropped a whole brick, like a couple of huge bricks of money that she found behind a sink or some shit, or behind a bathtub or something, and just huge stack of coins, hundreds. She had hundreds. Anyway, long story short, she's like, oh, you lied to me, yada yada blah blah blah. He's like, oh fuck it, I'm sorry. The whole time he's there, he's trying to apologize to her. She's not having any of it. She barely let the kid Skype with him or whatever. Just wet blanket wife all over the place. Anyway, again, it made sense, but like it just, the way it was played was just kind of, maybe it was because it was so fucking stereotypical the way it was played. It was not even like, it wasn't that interesting. So he's got this stack of he's got that stack of coin there. She's like, who are you hiding it from? Basically, it's left up to you to later figure out who he's hiding it from, which I figure is Jonah Hill. Anyway, he's on his way back. Their mutual lawyer decides to set up a meeting mediating between the two of them so that they can possibly get back together, or at least so we assume. He tells Jonah Hill, like, look, you either cut me in for... Jonah Hill says, I'll give you $50,000 once a year for 4 years, $200,000. Mind you, this is millions of dollars that was on the line here. Millions of dollars. And he's like, fuck, and our star's like, fuck you, and Jonah Hill's like, fuck you, I'm not even paying for breakfast. And our star's like, I got you, motherfucker. I've got records of everything we did. I got records of every forgery, everything we signed, every fake shit that we wrote. I've got records of that shit. I've got you dead to rights. I've got records all over the place. Here's where the movie went from whatever flick to falling all the way the fuck apart. If he had records, if our star had records of everything that they did, if our star knew enough to not trust Jonah Hill entirely, why the fuck did he leave that contract in his unlocked drawer that Jonah Hill saw him put it in before he went to Albania? Why didn't he take that shit with him at the very least when he left during the day? Maybe he put it in there and Jonah Hill saw him at the office and he trusted that Jonah Hill wouldn't steal it or whatever the fuck. Why in the fuck didn't he leave with it? Why in the fuck didn't he take that to a lawyer? Okay, they share a lawyer. Take that to a different independent lawyer. That's your safety net. Okay, it's like a prenup. You hope not to have to use it, but you have it just in case. It's a safety blanket. If he was so self-conscious about that shit and self-conscious enough to hide literal bricks of money, like huge, like not even bricks, like they were like wrapped in plastic, huge blocks of money, right? In a plastic bag. If he was that fucking self-conscious enough to do all that shit, if he thought so little of Jonah Hill, even if it was his friend, not even so little, if he was that pragmatic, that thoughtful to think, what about the pitfalls of safety net? If he had that many safety nets in place, how in the fuck did he not get that contract to a fucking lawyer ASAP? That shit should have been where he went on his goddamn fucking lunch break. That shit should never have ever just been out in the open like that. That makes less than fucking 0 sense. That's fucking retarded. That's retarded. And I don't know if that's how the real story went or not. I would hope that's not how the real story went. I would hope that that's just something they did for like dramatic purposes. But that's stupid as fuck too, because that's anti-dramatic. That took me the fuck out of it. I'm like, I thought to myself all the things I'm screaming out to you right now, party people. I'm like, how in the fuck was he smart enough to write up that contract but dumb enough not to take it to a lawyer or have it notarized or something? Like, and if they had to draw up all these contracts and paperwork for the government in order for them to get this contract, and they had to make themselves look all super legit and shit, why in the fuck did he not How was that not one of the first things? How did the government not see a partner contract between the two? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. None at all. If you're drawing up all those fucking papers and you're forging them and all that other shit, how did you, and you thought about that? How is that not in your fucking conscience? If you're trying to make yourself look as legit as possible, how is that not in your fucking conscience? That doesn't make any fucking sense. That so didn't make any fucking sense. So anyway, the lawyer wasn't there to mediate between them. The lawyer got caught because they didn't pay the box guy in Albania, and he ratted him out. And so as soon as they got to the lawyer dude ratted him out and was like, I'll wear a wire to the thing, and he wore a wire to the thing, and they got busted on their way downstairs after he punched Jonah Hill. The problems I had with this movie was that when it wasn't mediocre, it was shit like the contract thing that was just fucking stupid. When there were some parts that were good, like the chase in Fallujah, I liked that part, and then the America thing, like, that's the kind of movie I thought it was going to be, but it lost that tone, or it didn't keep that tone, or it had that tone extraordinarily sporadically. The way they wrote and or directed the wife, I didn't agree with. I'm like, trust me, I totally understand that there are those kinds of women in the world. I fucking dated them. I fucking know, but she wasn't interesting and she spent so much time on screen. The problem was they needed to write her in a more interesting way, and they didn't write her in a more interesting way. She was just the wife. She was just the extraordinarily gorgeous wife, but she was just the wife. And the friendship between, here's what I did get right. I did believe the friendship between him and Jonah Hill. I did believe that dynamic of Jonah Hill's the alpha in that friendship. I totally got that. The reason I said it was Goodfellas-ish was because the star was narrating through most of it, and it seemed to have kind of chapters and stuff, and it was that moment where, when he saw the contract, it was that moment kind of Bobby D telling Karen, "Go over there, yeah, get yourself a dress in that corner with all those guys, all those sketchy-looking guys moving sketchy-looking boxes in that sketchy-looking building, in this sketchy-looking neighborhood, down that sketchy-looking alley. So there, like, that, I understood what they were going for with it, and Jonah Hill's character was obsessed with Scarface and all the other shit. Like, it just wasn't, and at the end, Bradley Cooper says, "I'm sorry about the shit in Albania. Here's a briefcase full of fucking money." And our star asks him a couple questions, and Bradley Cooper says, "No more questions." And it ends on him looking at the briefcase, looking at Bradley Cooper, looking at the briefcase, looking at each other, looking at the briefcase, and Everybody Knows by Leonard Cohen playing Everybody Knows That the Dice Are Loaded. Great song. Leonard Cohen, fucking amazing. Anyway, this movie does not deserve 15 out of your $15. This movie deserves 5 out of your $15. It's a rental. It's not even, I wouldn't even necessarily, I mean, are you red boxing? Fine, I guess you could. If it's on Netflix, fine. Like, you waste a little over 2 hours, whatever. Like, it's not the worst shit I've ever seen in my life, but it's a rental. Like, don't give it $15. Don't. Don't give it 15. If you've got 6 hours to kill, and you got 5 hours to kill, and you went to go to see a movie, and then you can hop over to go see War Dogs, fine, you'll definitely get your money's worth. But by itself, on its own, I feel like I cheated myself having watched this, because I thought in the trailers were so good, I thought it was going to be good. And they gave away everything in the fucking trailers. They fucking gave it all away. Like, they gave all the good shit away. That was the fucked up part. They gave all the good shit away in the trailer and left the actual movie with very little to stand on. Which is a shame. Which is a damn shame. And I really did expect, like, fucking Wolf of Wall Street in the desert. And it wasn't that. It just wasn't that. And it wasn't that good. It just wasn't that. This feels like and the premise is fine. Like, they could have really made it a better movie. And maybe my rating is because I expected that. because of how the trailer sold it, and even the fucking the poster has them in basically a Scarface. Like, all right, fine. Maybe my expectations were a bit high for it, but it wasn't. It wasn't great. It really wasn't great. It was shot, editing wise, it was shot better than like Suicide Squad. Like, the pacing was fine. The pacing was, even though they had slow moments, the pacing was fine. Like, I didn't necessarily feel bored with the pacing of the movie and how it was shot or anything like that. It was just how the acting was really directed, the story, that huge ass fucking hole with the contract, the wife, her portrayal, nothing necessarily bad on the actress. Like, even though she had to fight through her accent, it was how she was portrayed as just this, I can't believe you're still with it. Like, why are you with, like, almost, it's like every time she was on screen, she was complaining about something. It's like, that type shit. Every time she's on screen, she's complaining about something. That really just doesn't make you like the character. It was like at the end of, it was like Ted. It was kind of like Ted in that Mila Kunis were supposed to root for Marky Mark to get to marry Mila Kunis and all this other shit. I was totally fine with Ted 2 and him not being with her anymore, because every time that she was on screen, she was complaining about some shit. It was like, and in real life, if every time the person you're with, the chick you're with, is complaining about some shit, you don't want to, you keep them at bay a bit, right? Or you're not with them anymore, right? Like, it was fine. It was fun, even though you come here, but that's because I'm drunk and you can just hear me rant. Party people, yeah, 5 out of 15 seems about right. Party people, tell me if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm right, tell me how right or wrong I am down. I'm in the car. There in the comments section. Did you like this movie? Did you like it more than I did? Why? Why? Why did you like it more than I did? Did I miss something? Do you feel like I missed something and that's why it didn't connect with me? Like, it just didn't seem... It seemed like it had the core for a better story than what they told to me. So tell me what you think down there in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, hit those links in the description down there so I don't have to jack off guys for money. That was the line. That was a joke. Is that our star was a masseuse, right? And Jonah Hill was like, oh, you gotta jack off guys for money. Yeah, so go to the store so I don't have to do that. I mean, unless I want to, but I'd have to be far more drunk than like 2 drinks and find the right guy and right hair and build and stuff like that. I'm not all that picky. I would just... Oh shit. Is it still rolling?
Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch. Suplex City, Suplex City, bitch.